How do you do this? Oh my god. It's so hard. Anyway, Twila, the Girl Who Was in Love with a Vampire, a dramatic reading by Roxy Lalonde. Okay, people, I am not a troll. I am a vampire. Okay, get it straight. Thanks for the people who gave me good reviews. You guys rock. Chapter 4. I was walking down the hallway in school when I saw Ed with Bella. She was asking him something and crying all over the place. What is going on? I snorted. Edward hugged me and said, "It's okay, I was trying to ignore her, but she wouldn't go away. Please, please, Edmund," she cried. "I really want to go to homecoming with you. I go every year with no date, and now I'm in love with you, and I want you to be my date." "As to of you," Edward said, "can't you see that I already have eyes, my GF Twila?" "Yeah, you better back off," I told her, "otherwise things might get messy." She ran away screaming. "So have you seen Ahmed?" I asked him. "He wasn't in homeroom today." "Yeah, Tequila, he transformed out of the school so he could go on tours with Gerard. But he's a vampire one." I was shocked at this. "Yeah, but you're a vampire too," Ed said. "Oh yeah," I said. And I didn't forget. I was waiting for the right time to bring it up again. So we both turned into bats and flew to class. No one noticed. When school ended, I went into my car and drove home. When I got there, my sister was getting married. OMSG, are you getting married to Jaser? I could not believe it. "Yeah," she smiled. "I love him and he is going to live with us now." I started to cry because Ed and I weren't married yet. The midnight tried to hug me, but I shot her away because her life was so much better than mine. I was 16 and I'm not yet. Tears swam down my beautiful face. Suddenly Dale shouted, "Surprise! Jen and Jasper were getting married. It was for me and Ed. And they got married the next day instead." No way! I was so approved. Edward and me had an Athos ceremony in my house, so we were husband and wives. Midnight Jasper, Esme, Emma, Gerard, Rose were all there, but so is Alice. "I hope you're not mad at me and your brother are married," I said to her gothically. "After the wedding, I told you that I didn't like you that way. I'm not Liz." "Say," she knew. So we all went to a party and had lots of blood. Then we went back to my house. Someone rang the bell and I answered it, making out with Edward. "Why did you marry him, you ignoramus?" shouted the guy at the door. It was Tavros Nitrom. He ran in on his wheelchair and Jacob flowed him. "Don't you dare touch Twila," snotted Ed. Everyone came to see what was happening. "Why did her? She's hideous." He glared at me. "That's enough, I have to kill you." Boom, the husband, he turned into a savage like the time I went to his house. I told him to stop because I needed to talk to Tavros and Jacob. He stopped. I cried. "It's because I can't say it." Massive throbbing giggle stick. "There, I said it," said the guy in the wheelchair. "Just speak it out," everyone said. He began to try hysterical. "Maybe this song will help you understand." He started to sing in his grandiose voice. "Well, I miss you so far, and the commission of your kiss that made it so hard." Well, Gerald was furious because that was his song, and he started to attack him because of copyright infringement. And I the lyric to that song either. There was a big fight, and I started to cry. "Oh no, you're in love with me, aren't you?" And Tavros ran away from Gerard and said yes. Edward killed him. End of chapter 4. Oh my god. If you're living me long ads reviews on why I ruined your life, then sorry, get the fuck over it. I am going to keep making chapters. And if you report me, then you are a loser. I'll just make a new account. Anyways, thanks to the people who gave me good reviews. Again, you guys keep me on going. Please enjoy Chapter 5. Chapter 5. We didn't know what to do with all that blood from Bobby Brown, so we just drank it off the floor like Horace tomorrow from Fruity Basket. We had wedding games and shit, and Jacob left because he was angry at us for some reason. We played Spin the Bottle, and Gerard had to kiss Ed. And LOL, bye guys are so hot. I wasn't jealous because they're both guys, but Amateur was depressed because Gerard was his BF. We listened to Green Day and he got cheered up. I was going to sleep that night when I got possessed by Saturn, but it's okay because we're friends. And he does that sometimes as a joke. I asked him what he wanted. He told me to kill Rosemary. What? I knew that Ed would be Angie if I killed his sister. Because you did that prep, said Satan suicidally. So we went to their house in the dark and knew which one was Rosalind's room because the door was big with pop-ups from it and a poster of Halloween Death. I broke down the door and inside was Edward. WTF is going on, you asshole? I screamed, this is your room. No, let me freaking explain. He began to cry. Do this on Rosalind time. Edward, WTF, that's her sister. What? I exploded. I transformed and began to tear the room apart and ripped all the preppy posters down. I jumped at Rosaline and bit her neck and she started having a seizure. Then she ran around and died. Ed kept crying. This is disgusting, I said with disgust. I can't believe it, you and Rose. Just listen, okay? He bleeded. I can see in the dark. I thought she was you. Yeah, right. Like, I believe that. We're getting a divorce. I was so pissed. But then Edward got on his knees and sang, if you marry me, will you bury me? Will you carry me to the end? And I remember the promise we had made over that song when we marred. We said we would always be there for each other. Okay, fine, this is your last chance, bitch. I ran out of the room and saw Carlos in the hall. Hey, babes, he laughed. I'm so much better than Edward. Why don't you come upstairs with me? But I just ran away sadly because everyone wanted something from me. The next day was a bad time because it was awkward between an Ed, and plus Midnight was in the hospital for slitting her wrist because Jasper had called her a slut. He was getting really moody all the time. He acted jealous around me and Ed all the time. I asked him about it at school. Hey, why the fuck did you make my sister slit her wrist? I roared. He sighed with depression and said, I'm just not in love with her anymore. After you killed Alice, I saw your true strength. What are you saying? I didn't understand. I'm saying that I would rather be with you than her, so I was hoping that she would kill herself and we would be divorced. OMG, I would never be with you in a million years. You're a terrible person. I said with tears of blood, pooping down my pale face. I was wearing violet dual star fishnets with safety pins, and them in a red corset with a black vest, over it, and a pentagram with lots of safety pins and tight black jeans. Michael, Jacob, Bella, and Jessa all gaitered around us. Jess was so embarrassed. A lot of teachers came over and stared at me. Twila, please report to the principal's office. The teacher said strangely, so I followed them to the principal's office. There was, and he said to me, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to transfer you to a different school. No, said loudly. I can't just cast to school. Yeah. They admitted uncomfortably, but you're causing a really bad disturbance into school. You see, there is something odd about you, and no one feels comfortable with you, so you have to go to that other school in Washington called Mount St. Preps Academy. I can't believe I was never going to see Ed again if I went there. I jumped out the window and ran home and took a knife and cut myself. There was blood over the floor and I started to die. To be continued. End of chapter 5. Okay guys, sorry for the cliffhanger. And, okay, you know what, preps? I'm going to rate me story better so you guys can stop complaining about chat speak. So now you will have nothing to flam about. BT12, will you stop telling me to use spell check because I'm using Notepad and it doesn't have one. Okay. Midnight, thanks for the good reviews, and everyone else who gave me good reviews. You guys rock. I know, Tata, Gillespie, I love you. Prep, stupid flabbing. Roxy-Lalonde, chapter 6, continued from the last chapter. When I woke up, Daybird was all over me. Twila, he screwed into my ear. You're going to be okay. My long straight hair was all around me. I was laying on the floor. I was wearing a black jacket that she said she would wear, and a black jean skirt with FCR pins on it. I had on ripped fishnets and black high heels that had spikes coming on them. There were bandages all over my arms and my body where I cut myself. You could see the blood coming through. Just fuck off, okay? I said with a sad smile, and I started to cry. He tried to comfort me. He had his bronze hair and spikes with purple streaks in it, and he had on white foundation on his sexy face. There were tears raining down from his topaz eyes. No, please tell me why you did this, he shouted. I don't want to effing talk about it, okay? So you can just back the fuck off. I was so depressed. I got up off the floor and tried to run out of the room, but Edward stopped me. Wait, he whispered. There is something waiting for you out there. It's not safe. His voice got all low and hot like a male version of Emily at the beginning of Growing Under. But I really need to talk to you, I begged pleasingly. Listen, I can't stay into school anymore. We can talk about it later. Watch out, she's about to break the door. Suddenly, I turned around and the door smashed out. It was Buffy the Vampire Slayer! And thanks for the suggestion, 666XXX. Don't even bother, she said meanly. You can't escape from me, beautiful psychotopaz sadness, Colleen. But I was so angry to even see her. You know what, Edward? You never pay any attention to me. Why don't you just go to Emmett so you guys can screw? Because you obviously don't care about me. No, please. He got down on his knees with dark tears of sorrow. Give me another chance. You remember what he said that night? He looked at me all confused and sad, and Buffy started to take out her sword. I said one more chance, and I mean it. No, you can just get the fuck out of me, life, because you only hurt me. I took off the pentagram he had gotten me, and just before I was about to throw it to the window, he ran over to me and started singing Crucifixion and Space by Marilyn Manson. That song was so touching, and I had to forgive him. Excuse me, where were we? Laughed Buffy the Vampire Slayer, looking at us. Look, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to post these pictures of you screwing Angela on the internet. I shooted. She got scared because you didn't want to end up like that prep Paris Hilton. And a lot of other stuff happened, and Edward went home. We were still marred, but I didn't talk to him about transferring. I went home and listened to Panic at the Disco. And I put a long black nightgown and put my hair up in a black skull clip. I went to take a bath, but then in the tub I saw Edward. How did you get here? I said, asked shockingly in anger. Oh, I transported and I have telekinesis. I like from my immortal. Oh, wow. So we took up our clothes and you guys can guess what we did. Yeah, you perps, get your minds out of the clutter. The next morning I woke up and I couldn't believe it. I have to wake up right now. I screamed and drove to my house to see what was wrong. I'm pregnant! I was crying. I started to cut my wrist over the bandages with a razor. Just then the phone rang. It was a principal saying, Twila, you're going to be late for your first day at Mount St. Preps Academy. That's it. This can't be any worse. I flew into my bed and kept crying on my pillow in red and black with makeup and blood. You're going to Mount St. Preps Academy, Edward yelled. I was trying to tell you, Leslie, you idiotic AIDS. I couldn't have taken it. My life was absolutely terrible, and I had nothing left to live for. Edward tried to calm down and hug me, but I pushed him away. Please, it'll be okay. But I didn't believe it. I just wanted to watch The Ring and overdose with aspirin and pot. I started to sing, How Could This Happen to Me by Simple Plan. Ed wept and wept. And if you don't love sensitive guys, then fuck off. And I fell asleep having nightmares about preps and babies. And chapter 5, LOL, I bet you didn't expect that. Well, you will have to wait to see what happens next. That was horrible.